Danny, now we know Ben White, in he comes. He's officially part of that England squad from now until the moment England are eliminated, or from now until the moment England lift the trophy. Who knows? You back that? Ben White, the man?
Yeah, I think there's an argument for any of the lads to have been included who were on the periphery. I think Ben White's a terrific talent. I like him a lot. I think the advantage Gareth's got is that during the tournament, if anyone gets injured, you can still bring in a replacement. But with Harry Maguire's injury problems, question mark over the other centre-halves who could replace him, yeah, why not? I think he's had a good season. He's a good footballer, can play midfield, can play right back, can play in a 3, can play in a 4, great pace. Yeah, I don't mind. I like it. I think he did well yesterday as well. Maybe that was enough to get him in.
Jack Grealish is the eye catcher at the moment, isn't he, Simon?
Yep.
Everybody's talking about Grealish. If he can do this, then he's a certain starter.
I don't think he'll start. No.
I think the key was in what Southgate said yesterday, is if we play with number 10.
Yeah.
If we play with number 10. Because the media was steering it into Grealish is this, Grealish is that, Grealish is the second coming. Right? He's going to do this, that and the other. Right? And he said, well, it's if we play with number 10.
Well, I think even if he played with a 10, it'd be Mount. I think Grealish will play. When he does play for England, it'll be off the left. I think against Croatia, we play a 4-3-3. I think it's in the second half where we changed the system in midfield. Instead of 2 holding and 1 ahead, he went to 1 holding in Rice and 2 ahead. I think we might go that way. I think he might, after the second half performance, I think we might go a 4-3-3 rather than a 4-2-3-1.
Pre-match, I mean, Roy Keane was in his usual great form yesterday. Jordan Henderson comes on during the game, says, no, you're not taking that penalty, I'll take it, promptly misses it. But this was Roy Keane pre-match on ITV, on the very fact that maybe Henderson shouldn't be there at all.
Clearly Jordan's not fit. I don't think he should be involved physically and mentally. Today's game won't be that tough for him to deal with. He's an experienced player, but they've not kicked the ball for 3.5 months and going to a European Championships. He can't be right. Now, I've heard now people say, well, they want him around the place. For what? What does he do? Card tricks? Does he have a sing-song? Does quizzes in the evenings? What does he do? And if you're Liverpool, you wouldn't be happy either. Surely Jordan doesn't want to be around the place. He'd have been some sort of cheerleader. You know, you want to play. And he's clearly nowhere near it, because what you need after being up for 3.5 months is 3 or 4 or 5 games maybe. So if he gets through the second 45 minutes today, does that mean he might be an option in 2 or 3 weeks? He's clearly not fit enough.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, only Keane could put it that way, and I like the way he did it.
He's having a pop at Southgate, really, because what he's saying is that if you're going to include him, then that was a perfect opportunity to give him minutes, more than 45, 60 minutes, 70 minutes, whatever it is. So I understood where he was coming from. But what he's forgetting about Jordan Henderson, he is the most athletic, probably the fittest player in the Premier League, bar none. If you're going to take a risk on anybody in terms of their ability to hit the ground running, it's him. He changed the game second half. He looked sharp, he looked fit, he played positive, played forward. He was more productive than Phillips, more braver on the ball, probably because of his experience.
Was he that good?
It was great when he come on. He really was good. If you watch the game back second half and watch how positive he was with his passing, he speeded it up. He was faultless as always.
So for you, he should be in there, and as opposed to not being in there.
I understand Keane's point. I would have started him yesterday and tried to get 60 minutes out of him, or 70 rather than 45. But I don't know. I'm not looking at his data. I'm not looking at him in training. So Keane might have a point. He might not be ready for next week or the week. I don't know. But from what I'm hearing and what the people I've spoken to, he looks more than fine in training.
Should he have taken the ball for the penalty?
I don't mind that. Couldn't care less, really, in a friendly. If the 2 penalty takers were off, he's the captain. He decided, I want to take it. He flexed his muscles. I'm the captain. I'm going to take it. Fine, no problem with that.
There's an argument that Calvert-Lewin should have flexed his and said, no, get out of here, I'm taking it.
Well, you've got to be careful. You have a place in a squad and you have to understand what your place is. Calvert-Lewin, if you see the penalty, when Jordan took the penalty, Calvert-Lewin's got his hands on his hips, doesn't go for the rebound because he's sulking, he didn't take it. He's had a wonderful season, but he should be thankful he's there. He should be thankful he's in the squad. He didn't have a great finish to the season.
Don't be silly.
Hold on.
These are elite players. They shouldn't be thankful that they're anywhere. They're there because they got there on merits.
Fine, but you don't
have confidence in one hand and not in the other.
You don't spit your dummy out because your captain's going to take a penalty.
But that's an assumption on your part, isn't it? You're reading body language and suggesting that body language denotes what he is.
So a striker who wants to score goals for his country's got his hand on his hips when there's a penalty being taken.
But you're assessing body language and assuming it. Maybe it's just a bad position. Maybe it's not sulking. Maybe he should have been more switched on. And the argument that Jordan Henderson should start in a game when the game starts, he's not match fit, he hasn't played, So maybe coming on after 45 minutes, when some 45 minutes worth of energy has been taken out of the legs of other players, would enable him to shine a little bit more in the second half rather than blow straight away and be at a pace that he can't be at for the first 60 minutes. So maybe that's the reasons why Southgate decided to put him on after 45 minutes.
I was talking about why Keane, I think Keane thinks he made his comments because he thought he should have started to get more minutes.
The same argument would apply to Keane then, wouldn't it? The argument that we're debating about whether he came on and was effective for 45 minutes, and the second 45 minutes where the game has had 45 minutes taken out of the legs of the other players, and the argument of Roy Keane is advancing.
Ease him in, but what Keane's saying, if you ease him in, how can he be ready for a big game in a week or two?
But he's right to some extent as well, because we're going into a tournament. Jordan Henderson is okay. He's a very good player. He's very good in the Liverpool team that happened to be an exceptional Liverpool team. Right? England aren't an exceptional team. Right? So Jordan Henderson, as a decent player in an exceptional team, will translate into a decent player in a decent team. So this superstar status that we're affording Jordan Henderson, I don't think is relevant. And also the fact that he isn't match fit puts us in the situation where how are we going to be fit for purpose when we play? Forget about playing pre-season friendlies against Austria and Romania where everyone's strolling around. When you start to play against the Scots that are going to rattle you and have a go at you because it means a lot to them, when you're playing in a tournament when the business is really at the front of it, Henderson will look even worse because he'll be a mile off it.
We'll see.
I mean, Chris Laker is one of a few Danny's saying Danny's lost the plot this morning. Henderson isn't even the fittest player at Liverpool, never mind in the Premier League. I mean, certainly there are questions about him at this stage, Danny, coming in this
questions
late.
About fitness?
No question about him being fitness there at all, and featuring.
Yeah, but you could say the same about Maguire, couldn't you? Rashford's apparently needing a shoulder operation. You could say the same about lots of players, and we always have this dilemma.
But they're match fits. Rashford is match fit.
Rashford is match fit, yes, so he's probably a bad example. But the more worrying thing, take Henderson out of the argument for a second, because we've got other options in midfield, haven't we? Of course we have. Phillips had a good season. You could play Mount in there. Bellingham's a super young talent. We've seen that already. So take away the individuals for a minute. My bigger concern from a player's point of view is that when you're building up to a tournament or the first game, which is Croatia, a lot of the lads want to play the game for 2 weeks. The lads who are fit. Mm-hmm. A lot of the lads want to play the game for 2 weeks because he's cautious by keeping them fit. I think that momentum and match sharpness you can lose quite quickly if you have too long off. You can't replicate it in training. That's my bigger concern. When you see Croatia nearly going full strength.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning 10 till 1 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.